Saddling up for its second season, the McBee Dynasty is moving to Bravo, promising more of the unique blend of high-stakes business and personal drama that captivated viewers in its debut. The first season offered an unfiltered look into the operations and internal dynamics of Missouri's McBee Farm and Cattle Company. If the enthusiastic reactions from Bravo viewers are any indication, this family is perfectly suited for continued reality television success. The excitement is just beginning. However, the McBee family dynamics are evolving. The patriarch, Steve McBee Sr., will not be featured this season due to personal legal challenges. This shifts the focus to his son, Stephen McBee Jr., who is now at the helm of both the ranch and the show. Calla Jackson, Stephen Jr.'s girlfriend, will also return. Fans may recall her from more than just agricultural life. Long before navigating farm life and family disputes, Stephen and Calla's relationship began on Joe Millionaire, for richer or poorer. Stephen and Calla's relationship began on Joe Millionaire in 2003, a reality show inspired by a popular dating format titled Joe Millionaire premiered, featuring single women competing for the attention of an eligible bachelor who was, in fact, not wealthy. 2 decades later, the show was revived with a new concept: 2 bachelors, one with significant wealth and one without. In 2022, Stephen was the financially successful suitor on Joe Millionaire, for richer or poorer, ultimately choosing Calla. Kurt Sowers, the other bachelor, even made a brief appearance during the McBee brothers' trip to Nashville in the first season of the McBee Dynasty. One of the couple's significant challenges has been the farm itself. Calla has expressed reservations about rural life, while it is central to Stephen's identity and the family business. This difference created considerable tension for them, even before filming began for the McBee Dynasty's first season. The couple has experienced highs and lows, including periods of separation. During one such time, Stephen dated another contestant from Joe Millionaire, Annie Jorgensen. Ultimately, however, Calla was his choice. It's rare to follow the journey of a couple from a dating show beyond its initial run, but the McBee Dynasty provides viewers with a continuing look into the lives of 2 reality TV personalities who met on screen and are now navigating their path forward. It's clear that Calla faces challenges in integrating into the McBee family, and Stephen and his family don't always make it easy. Steve Sr. has previously expressed disapproval of his son's partners, but his strong opinions seem particularly directed at Calla. This is reportedly because she discourages Stephen from taking calls late at night. While one might expect family unity to be paramount on a farm, it often appears that financial considerations take precedence. Steve McBee Sr., who entered a plea in a case involving agricultural insurance, is consequently unlikely to appear in Season 2. Nevertheless, the upcoming season will heavily feature Stephen Jr.'s leadership of the business and Calla's role within this evolving dynamic. Where does McBee Dynasty, Real American Cowboys go in Season 2? As Season 1 concluded, there was considerable uncertainty regarding the future of McBee Farm. After a critical business deal fell through, Steve Sr. stepped back, entrusting Stephen Jr. with control of the farm. This decision, however, has not been met with universal approval among all siblings, some of whom expressed concerns about Stephen Jr., jokingly referred to as Speed Sheet Steve, taking charge without having engaged in the same level of demanding physical labor. Despite any internal dissent, it was their father's decision, one that will profoundly affect everyone. The Season 2 trailer reveals significant changes are on the horizon for the farm. With Steve Sr. no longer involved, new conflicts are emerging. Stephen and Calla are contending with renewed relationship difficulties. Jesse McBee is preparing to marry Ale Ventresca. Cole McBee's girlfriend, Casey Adkison, is expecting a child. With the patriarch absent, the family matriarch, Christy McBee, previously only mentioned, is returning to the farm, intent on confronting the woman she believes is responsible for family divisions. Adding to the drama, CFO Galina Solkowska is dealing with the emotional aftermath of a romantic rejection from her boss, who appears to have moved on with someone else. It seems safe to say that Bravo is an ideal new home for the McBee Dynasty. The dusty wind of Missouri carried the scent of change across the sprawling McBee Farm and Cattle Company. The familiar hum of tractors was now punctuated by the low thrum of reality TV cameras, a constant watchful eye on a dynasty in flux. Season 2 of the McBee Dynasty was upon them, newly minted under the gleaming Bravo banner, and the promise of drama, like a summer storm on the plains, loomed large. Stephen McBee Jr. felt the weight of it all in his shoulders, a dull ache that had become as constant as the rising sun. His father, Steve Sr., was gone from the main stage, his presence reduced to hushed phone calls and distant legal battles. The farm, the legacy, the very essence of their family's identity, now rested firmly on Stephen Jr.'s shoulders. He was the reluctant king on a throne of hay bales, and the crown felt heavy. Beside him, Calla Jackson, a vibrant splash of color against the rugged landscape, often looked like a deer caught in headlights. Their love story, birthed under the artificial glow of Joe Millionaire, for richer or poorer, was now playing out under the unforgiving Missouri sun. She traded mansion walls for barn walls, red roses for red dirt, and the transition was far from seamless. Another morning, another mountain of paperwork. Speed sheet, Steve? Calla's voice, a playful jab, cut through his focused silence. Stephen Jr. chuckled, rubbing his temples. Something like that. Dad left me a few puzzles to solve. He gestured vaguely at the stacks of ledgers on his desk, a testament to the complex financial dealings that often dwarfed the actual cattle wrangling. The nickname, coined by his brothers, was a constant reminder of their skepticism regarding his leadership. They were the muscle, the sweat, the calloused hands. He was the numbers guy, the strategist. In their eyes, the two didn't quite mesh. Calla leaned over, placing a gentle hand on his arm. "You'll figure it out, you always do." Her support was a fragile but vital bridge across the chasm between their worlds. She still missed the city, the anonymity, the ease of ordering takeout instead of knowing the provenance of every ingredient on her plate. Farm life was a constant education, and she often felt like a perpetual student struggling to keep up. Their relationship had been a roller coaster since Joe Millionaire. They'd broken up, reconciled, and even endured Stephen's brief foray back into the dating pool with another Joe Millionaire alum, Annie Jorgensen. But through it all, it had always been Calla. Yet the McBee family, particularly Steve Sr., had made her feel like an outsider. The late-night calls about farm emergencies, the incessant demands on Stephen's time, all seemed to be amplified when Calla was around. It was as if her presence was a direct threat to the family's singular focus on the business. The unfolding season. The Season 2 trailer had sent ripples through the family, each clip a small tremor before the impending earthquake. Stephen and Calla's relationship woes were prominently featured, a foreshadowing of difficult conversations and tearful confessions. The weight of the farm, coupled with the relentless glare of the cameras, was taking its toll. Then there was Jesse McBee, Stephen's younger brother, beaming as he prepared to marry Ale Ventresca. Their love story, a quiet counterpoint to Stephen and Calla's tumultuous journey, promised a moment of genuine joy amidst the brewing storm. And Cole McBee, the youngest, was about to become a father. His girlfriend, Casey Adkisson, her belly round and undeniable, was a visible sign of new life, new responsibility, and new pressures. Cole, usually the most laid back of the brothers, was visibly nervous, his easy grin replaced by a furrowed brow. But perhaps the biggest shockwave came with the announcement of Christy McBee's return. The family matriarch, Steve Sr.'s former wife, had been a phantom presence in Season 1, only mentioned in passing. Now she was back, a force of nature intent on reclaiming her place, and, as the trailer heavily implied, confronting the woman she blamed for the family's fragmentation. The identity of this mysterious woman remained a tantalizing secret, fueling speculation and dread within the McBee household. Meanwhile, a quieter drama played out in the farm's main office. Galina Saltkowska, the sharp-witted CFO, navigated not only the complex finances, but also the subtle shifts in her own heart. Her unspoken affection for her boss, a man who had seemingly moved on with someone new, added a layer of poignant vulnerability to the otherwise cutthroat world of the farm. Galina, a tiger in the boardroom, felt the sting of a personal rejection, a testament to the old adage, "A tiger, indeed, doesn't change its stripes." One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery hues, Stephen found Kala sitting by the fence, watching the cattle graze. The silence between them was not comfortable, it was thick with unspoken words. "What are you thinking about?" he asked, sitting beside her. Kala sighed, leaning her head on his shoulder. "Just everything. This farm, your family, us." She paused, then continued, her voice barely a whisper. "Sometimes I feel like I'm trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and the hole keeps getting smaller."